Good morning, everyone. So for today, we're going to discuss about Sullivan's transactional analysis. Who is Harry Stack Sullivan? Harry Stack Sullivan was born in Norwich, New York on February 21, 1892. His social isolation as a child may have contributed his later interest in psychiatry. He graduated from Smyrna Union School and spent 2 years at Cornell University and beginning in 1909. In 1917, Sullivan earned his medical degree from the Chicago College of Medicine and Surgery, and between 1925 and 1929, Sullivan worked at the Shepherd Pratt Hospital treating psycho schizophrenic patients and treatments considered experimental. He is also the founder of the William Alanson White Institute as well as the journal Psychiatry in 1937. Sullivan's writings include the interpersonal theory of psychiatry, conceptions of modern psychiatry, schizophrenia as a human process, and personal pathology. He also explained the role of interpersonal relationships and social experiences in shaping personality and the importance of current life events to psychopathology. Sullivan is known for his interpersonal theory, and he died on January 14, 1949 in Paris, France. So this is his quote. Next is we're going to discuss about the definition of Sullivan's analysis theory. So the or transactional analysis. Transactional analysis is a method of understanding people's behavior by analyzing the transactions or interactions with which transpire people. Transactional analysis is social psychology and a method to improve communication. An analysis that is underpinned by the philosophy that people can change and have a right to be in the world and be accepted. Sullivan developed the concept of the developmental epochs to help explain the development of personality across lifespan. Like many theories of his time, his theory is stage-based. Sullivan often emphasized the pivotal importance of friendship and connectedness, and his stage-based theory sees social skills as a bridge to greater development and enrichment. The first is the infancy, which is birth to 18 months. Sullivan acknowledged that the developmental process begins in early life, though he gave his pace less importance than Freud did. Next is childhood, which is 18 months to 6 years. During this stage of development, speech forms the framework upon which subsequent learning is built. So, dito sa part na to, natututo ng magsalita yung mga ang isang bata or makaintindi. The next is juvenile, 6 to 9 years old. During this period, a wide variety of playmates and access to healthy socialization and social skills become increasingly important. So sa part na ito, marami nang nagiging kaibigan yung bata at mas nakikipag-socialize siya sa ibang mga bata at tao, which is importante para sa development niya. So next is pre-adolescence, which is 9 to 12 years. In adolescence, the ability to form close friendship and assist the child in developing self-esteem and serve as practice for later relationships. The next is early adolescence, which is 12 to 14 years. Friendship takes on sexual dimension and the focus on the relationship with peers shifts toward romantic interest. An adolescent's sense of self-worth is based in large part upon his or her perceived sexual attractiveness. Next is late adolescence, which is 14 to 21 years. In late adolescence, the young adult struggles with conflicts between parental control and the desire to form an independent identity, while they beginning to focus on both romance and friendship. Dito, sa part na to, nahihirapan na mag-decide yung isang tao kung anong susundin niya sa para sa kanyang sarili. Next is adulthood. The primary struggles of the adulthood include family, financial security, and a rewarding career. Socialization continues to play a role in adult development. So sa part na yun, mas importante pa din yung pagkikipag-socialize. Next is the goal of transactional analysis. First one is make you self-aware of your tragic personality, increase awareness of your own ego state and ego states others. Be aware of both social and psychological messages which exist within the communication transactions. And last is increase the chance for complementary transaction. So next up is the transactional analysis is primarily concerned with the following. So first is analysis of self-awareness. In this topic, or the relationships are composed of inter-self and self-score personality pattern which provides integration. Self-awareness is an important concept. It describes the self in terms of image, both conscious and unconscious. Next is analysis of ego states. The ego plays an important role in human behavior. People interact with each other in terms of psychological positions or behavioral patterns known as ego states. Ego states are person's way of thinking, feeling, and behaving at any time. There are three important ego states. The first one is ego state, which is child, adult, and parent. Yun parang tatlo yung child, adult, and parent ang ego state. Yun yung importante. A person of any age have these ego states in varying degree. A healthy person is able to move from one ego state to another. Next is analysis of transactions. A transaction is a basic unit of social interaction. The heart of the transactional analysis is the study and the diagramming of exchanges between two persons. Thus, where a verbal or nonverbal stimulus from one person is being responded by another person, a transaction occurs. Transactional analysis can help us to determine which ego state is most heavily influencing our behavior and the behavior of the other people with whom we interact. Next is script analysis. In transaction analysis, a person's life is compared to a play and the script is the text of the play. According to Eric Berne, a script is an ongoing program developed in early childhood under parental influence which directs the individual behavior in the most important aspects of his life. A script is a complete plan of living and offering prescriptions, permissions, and structure which makes one winner or loser in life. Next is analysis of life positions. In the process of growing up, people make basic assumptions about their own self-worth as well as about the worth of the significant people in their environment. The combination of assumptions about self and the other person called as life position. Transactional analysis conducts the following classifications of the four possible life positions or psychological positions. The first is I am okay, you are okay, I am okay, you are not okay, I am not okay, you are okay, and I am not okay, you are not okay. And the last one is stroking. Stroking is an important aspect of transactional analysis. The term stroke refers to giving some kind of recognition to others. People need strokes for their sense of survival and well being on the job. Lack of stroking can have negative consequences both on psychological and psychological well being of a person. So there are three types of self, which is good me, bad me, and not me. In so this is essential in our backpacks or in our life. The first one is good me, which is personification consists of experiences that are rewarded, which a child would sense a noticeable decrease of anxiety, as same as the bad me, which is personification also consists of experiences that are rewarded, which a child would sense a noticeable decrease of anxiety. Basically, good me and bad me are the same, but not me. But not me is not the same as the two, because it refers to the unknown, repressed component of the self. In Sullivan's theory, it explains about anxiety, self-esteem, and self-system. Security operations, those measures that the individual employs to introduce anxiety and enhance security, and self-esteem, self-system, all the security operations an individual uses to defend against anxiety and ensure self-esteem. So this is the role of transactional analysis in nursing profession. So it enables the managers and indicators to aware about their ego state for the first time. Next is based on this awareness, they do feel the need for shifting ego states as per the demand of their situations. It also helps them to become aware of effects of their communication or transactions with others and why and how it breaks or builds. Also, they become aware of need and efficacy of positive strokes and dysfunctional effects of negative strokes. And next is Sullivan's theory provides the theoretical basis for interpersonal psychotherapy for depression and schizophrenia. Then it also concepts to help them to reduce work tension and increase harmony in working with people. An understanding of ego state is necessary for the manager to interpret and modify her own responses to patient and co-worker. It also develops capacities of awareness, spontaneity, and intimacy. And last, the knowledge of transactional analysis enables a manager and an educator to modify the behavior of co-workers, thereby improving communication and increasing productivity. Another role of transactional theory or analysis is for personal change. It this helps us achieve our personal goals, and also can use it to break free from negative life script and become more autonomous. It's also a significant role in resolving conflicts and building interpersonal relationship. It can bridge the difference and cement interpersonal relationship by knowing and trusting each other with self-disclosure, self-awareness, and self-trust, communicating each other accurately, and also accepting and supporting each other's positive and negative strokes. Also, there are benefits that we can gain from transactional analysis and also utility of it. The first one is improve interpersonal communication. Also, this is the source of positive energy, understanding ego stage, motivation, and organizational development. And that's all. Thank you for listening.